Drink by the paint, drove by the pine. Headed to the club in the boss top down.
And today we're going to be talking about the For Honor 4v4 best, worst to best heavies in the game. Now, I don't even have to say it matters on perks because they all have the same perks. And let's be real, if you're not running these 3 perks, Last Stand, Vengeful Barrier, and Bastion, you're not playing a heavy correctly, and you're not playing him to the best of his ability. So, all heavies should have these perks. Just want to point that out. So, perks are not an issue because they all have the same perks. Want to point out, this might get people angry, but this is from a person who's been playing this game long enough, I think, to feel pretty accurate with my list. Most of my tier lists that I have made in the past, majority of people actually agreed with it. Now, it's kind of complicated now because PC is now able to play with crossplay and everything, so just keep that in mind. We also have, I'm also 574 reps in total, so I kinda know what I'm talking about. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know if you guys feel like someone should be higher or lower than someone else, and I'll let you see for yourself. Enjoy. At number 7, at the lowest, we have Jormungandr. Now, Jormungandr is a little better in 1s than he would be in 4s. However, Jormungandr is kind of terrible in 4s. He can kind of hold down the spot a little, obviously due to perks and stuff. I know what you guys are gonna say. Oh yeah, you don't have the perks for Jormungandr. Well, it's because back then when Jormungandr first came out, there was a bug where he would get extra amount of shield if he had shields up, and I haven't played him since, like, ever. So that's why he has those perks. But aside from that, Jormungandr doesn't really have any kind of gank potential. His bash gives too much revenge, and he doesn't really have good unlock tech. His range is very short, but he has good 1v1 mix-up potential, and it is scary. It can be scary, but overall, Jormungandr is just not that good in 4s as a team player. At number 6, we have CONQUEROR. Now, this one's kind of hard. This one was kind of hard. Doing heavies is really hard because they're all good. Like, everybody aside from Jormungandr is really good, but it all comes down to team fights in the end because it's a 4v4 version of a tier list. So, CONQUEROR is very good. He has probably one of the stronger defenses out of everybody. But this is not, we're not talking about rework Conk. We are talking about Conk as of right now, post rework. Conk is he's very simple, you know, like, granted he could get good combos off, but if you're playing with a bunch of randoms as a Conk, you're not going to be able to really do anything. You kind of would have to play as a team, or play with the team to use him efficiently, which is not that fun sometimes, because if you're playing with randoms, they don't know what to do. Next thing you know, you give them revenge, because the shield bash gives a lot of revenge. Surprisingly, you wouldn't think so, but it does. His feats are for himself, and mainly for himself only. They don't really help other people, and the ones that do kind of either hurt or make it harder for your teammates to fight. So he's kind of a selfish character who relies on his own survivability. The whole point of a CONQUEROR is just to hold a point until teammates come, but if you're getting 3-man, 2-man, it's kind of a hard thing to do sometimes, especially depending on what characters you're fighting. So Conk definitely should be here at this level. He is number 6 for sure. At number 5, we have HITOKIRI. Now, again, everybody's just gonna get mad, but HITOKIRI is so easy to play. Yes, he is. He very much is. I'm not saying he's not easy. He's pretty brain dead to use. It's simple. However, his character cannot do well in team fights as much. He's very good in ones. He's like Jormungandr, but he has a bigger presence than Jormungandr because he can actually track people. Jormungandr has no tracking aside from his undodgeable light, while Hitokiri's heavies. Heavies are scarier than lights, obviously, as we all know. So that's why I put him above Jormungandr. The reason I put him above Conqueror is because he has a way more scarier unblockable mix-up than a Conqueror does with his bash. He does decent in in team fights. He's not the best. His kick gives a lot of revenge, so ganking is not really an option with this character. You kind of just gotta spam on different time variation heavies and hope that he lands into it and occasionally rip an unblockable. That's pretty much all he has going for him, and he's pretty straightforward, but it works. Like he can make it work, but he's still not above everybody else that's above him. So he is number 5. At number 4, we have the Warlord. Now, Warlord used to be a lot better. He used to be one of the best heavies in the game, but when they took his fishing tech out, where you would shield bash people infinitely and you can spam shield rush, whatever. You know, I don't know what it's called, guys. I don't play Warlord like that. When he runs, back then, you know how you used to be able to press X or whatever button you would have to press for a guard break while you're running, and he does a shield charge and it hits people? Back then, this is for the people who don't know, you were able to cut the variation in half. Like, the timing to do the shield charge was very small. So there was a way, if you learned how to do it, you had to train yourself to do it. I never did it, but I knew people who knew how to do it, is where you could infinitely bash people into the wall. So if you hit him with the shield bash, he gets wall splatted, and then you do it again, and you do it again, and they drain stamina. That's what made him broken. That was one of the main things that made him comp level. And he had an easy gank, which was a headbutt light into another headbutt in the guard break for a finisher. It was a very simple gank. It was pretty easy. He has the best perks in the game, as all these heavies do. He has a good all guard. He doesn't have that much range, but his ganking potential was really good. It still is actually really good, but and today he's definitely above everybody else I said, because he can shut aggressive players down pretty easily and better than others, but overall team fighting he doesn't do well. The rest above him are like the best team fighters in the game and just have everything, and that's why they're all above him. But Warlord is definitely the best weakest hero out of the heavies. And then now we're going on to the big boys. The next are the big boys. Let's go. At our number 3, we have the Shugoki. Now, again, people are just gonna get angry at me. Shugoki is very good. He's the 3rd best. I personally think he's the 3rd best in the whole game as a heavy. Simply because he has so much. He can do an easy gank. He has great catching maneuvers. He can do the delay heavies like Hito. He has a bash side bash like Conqueror. He has strong heavy hits. He has a really annoying unblockable and really heavy delay timings, which is really annoying to fight. He's tankier than most heavies, plus the best perks. He has really annoying feats. Now granted, obviously I don't use Smoke Bomb anymore, but granted, you could use Short Tempered that gives you damage, or you could use Juggernaut, which is what I see most Gokis use. His bow, even though it says medium damage, it does 50 damage, which is kind of a lot of a damage. Hard to kill is even more scarier on him. His 4th feat is a menace and gives so much damage off for him and allies. It's just, he's really good where he's at, but he falls short in terms of availability. Like, he can do all this stuff, yeah, but the 2 people above him can do that even better. That's why he's number 3. So, at number 2, we have Jang Jun. Jang Jun is a freaking monster, okay? He is so hard to fight if you know what you're doing. If you know how to play him, yeah, he's hard to fight. JJ has one of the best team fights in the game as a heavy. His unlock tech is probably the best in the game, aside from, like, the only one who probably has better unlock tech than JJ is probably Raider or Zanhu. Those are the only 2 characters that come to mind, I think, when we're doing unlock tech. He travels far. He has great recovery, which is really annoying when you're fighting people, and especially in team fights when you can just recover everything. And when the thing that's annoying about him in a team fight is if you're not locked onto him, or someone's not locked on him, or if he's unlock teching, he can easily just go into Shifu and spam his unblockable zone, which is obviously you can't block it because it's unblockable, which is really annoying in a team fight, especially. So you gotta have he's a main character you have to have locked down, otherwise he's just gonna unblockable your whole team to death. His feats are really good. Team feats are very helpful for the team to use. I honestly don't know what are the meta feats for JJ personally. Like, I would assume it would be just his basic ones, the ones that actually help his teammates, and then Fire Flash. I think these are the best feats for JJ to use. Anything that helps the team is automatically better than characters that have feats that rely on themselves. Now, granted, his feats are like pretty much all of his feats are for the team except Fire Flash. Fire Flash is just his one thing, which is fine. But his gank is pretty easy. You kick into heavy and to unblockable heavy while your teammate guarantees the attacks for you, which is pretty simple, and he does big damage. Got good recoveries. His undodgeable, JJ has an attack that I like to call an undodgeable that's not an undodgeable. It's because his secondary light takes so long to come out. If you try to dodge out of his first light, his secondary light will zoom him across the floor and he will catch you because of it. I don't know why. It just does it. It's an undodgeable and not undodgeable. They should honestly just make it an undodgeable already, so at least I can mentally note that it's an undodgeable. Try it. I'm telling you, try to get into custom. Have JJ do 2 lights. You dodge the light, and then you'll get smacked by the second light, guaranteed. I'm not sure if it works for the top light, but the side light it does. He eats across the floor. It's funny. Yeah. So now we're going to the number 1, the best war heavy in the game. Come on. Did you really think it wasn't gonna be BP? Like, let's be real. Come on. If you really came onto this list and didn't think it was gonna be Black Prior, you're insane. You're actually insane. He has the best. He has the most annoying feats in the game. You have revenge. Didn't think so. You're gone. Goodbye. His second shield is a lifesaver for some reason. It doesn't even give that big of a shield, but it helps people survive the amount of time you need to get there to help. I don't know why. It just works like that. His 4th feat is probably one of the best 4th feats in the game, just because it simply recharges your shield. If it was like a normal shield, where, say, if someone threw Fire Flask on you, or Warmonger popped Corruption, if it was a normal shield, once the shield is gone, it's gone, and then you start getting hurt. BP's shield heals itself on tick. So if say you lose all your shield, it ticks again, get your shield back. It's not like it doesn't matter. BP is the only character that counters something like Fire Flask really well with his own 4th feat. Or Corruption. That's definitely the mandatory. These 2 perks, feats, are mandatory. You have to have Oathbreaker and you have to have Umbral Shelter. It's so, they're so busted. Not having Revenge Shield is so annoyingly frustrating when you get optimal ganked and then he hits you with this and it's like, you're gonna die no matter what. Unless you get extremely lucky and guess right every time after. His healing is very good. I mean, it's not very good, but it's a nice perk for him. Like, if he has these busted perks, which are 3 perks that are meant for his team, I don't mind having a character have a perk for himself, a feat for himself. So, because he has such annoying, helpful perks for his feats for his team. I keep calling them perks, I know. Honestly, I never really see any BP with Doom Banner or Inspire. I would think Doom Banner would be a little better because obviously it makes people lose defense and it hurts people more, but a lot of people just run this. This is what everybody runs, this with BP. No one really runs anything else. The shield healing is, like I said, everybody just wants to run perks for their team, and having one perk, having one feat for yourself is not a bad thing. That is okay. This is my list for the best heavies in the game. If you guys agree with this, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys feel like someone should be higher or lower, let me know. Give me good, valid reasons, please. Don't just say, oh, I'm good with him. Just because you're good with him does not mean the overall general people are good with him. Let's take that out for now. Okay, he has good undodgeables, he has annoying unblockables, unlock teching is superb, he counters other people who can do really good unlock tech, and yeah, he's just overall a nuisance to beat. He has good ganks and everything else. But that's gonna be it for today. Hope you guys enjoy. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.